To do the style, I used edge wax, rubber bands, and the Mamba dreadlock hair. It was in color 4. So to begin with, I just started with fresh hair. I used the edge wax after I parted my hair to make my parts look a little bit neater and make sure that I have all the hair together. It doesn't take a lot. As you can see, I've already done most of my hair, and I just went through and parted it myself. So I mean, I did pretty good, but there are some parts where it was sort of off, and you probably can see it a little bit, but I mean, I did it myself, so it's not a big deal. So first, to begin with, I'm going to wrap the hair. I'm going to sort of twist the hair around to just make sure that it's all gathered up together. And then what I'm going to do is get the lock. You want to try to grab the smallest amount possible and just put it on top of your twist and rubber band it onto the hair. It's hard to describe, but if you watch the video, you'll see what I mean. You want to make sure that the piece that you grab isn't too long, because you don't want it to be longer than your actual hair. It's going to be harder to complete the style and finish the look if it's too long. Next up, you're going to braid your piece of hair. I already had a braid in, but I took it out. I did my hair a few days ago, but I had somewhere to go, so I couldn't just leave it out and wait to do the video. So I just went ahead and took it out, and I'm starting. I do the whole process all over again. So you're going to take the dread and braid it into your hair and just make one long braid with your hair. This part is pretty much the trickiest and what took me probably the most amount of time. So as you can see, the dread is already twisted in one direction. You're going to take the dread and twist it around your hair, but you have to make sure that you're going the same direction as the dread naturally twists, or it just won't look the same if you're not going the same direction. At this part, you can do as many layers as you want if you want it to be thicker, or you can just, wrap it around once or twice if you want it to be thin. But what's important is just making sure that you're covering the entire part of your braid, so that way you can't see it through the lock. You sort of unwrap the twist, wrap it around, and then allow it to wrap back. But you're still wrapping in the same direction as the natural curl to the lock. I didn't realize I was out of focus until I was out of focus. And basically, you pretty much just need to wrap it down into the bottom, and then the bottom will naturally stay how it is if you wrap the top correct. It took me about 6 hours to do the style, but my first error was pretty much trial and error, because I watched a lot of different videos to sort of find the technique that I wanted to use, and I had to do a few test trials. And I was moving pretty slow because, when you're doing your own hair, you do it on your own time. So I didn't burn my hair or dip it in hot water, but you have the option to do so. You just want to be careful not to burn your actual hair. To moisturize my scalp, I use this E-Blast spray. It is a scalp remedy. It smells great, and I just like it, so that's why I've been using it. Some of the strands were longer than others. It depends on how tight you wrap it and the length of your hair, and just a variety of factors. So if you're running out of hair, I would use all the hair that you have first. Go back and cut pieces that are super duper long so you can reuse those strands. Just to show y'all evidence, it was pretty long, and I just went through and cut it. And here is the completed look, you guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.